Hello and welcome to today's show. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Sylvia and the show is called Conversations with Sylvia. Here we talk about style, talk about society, and we talk about sites as well. If this is not your first time on the channel but you're not subscribed yet, let's have a chat about it the minute you subscribe. And I do encourage you, if this is your first time, to go ahead and subscribe because the family is definitely not complete. The family is definitely incomplete without you. There's an argument about the word incomplete and incomplete. Well, you know what I mean. Go ahead and subscribe, please. And if you subscribed already, thank you and welcome back. Last month, I got a request to do a video sharing my thoughts on men going their own way, MGTOW, and it's an actual thing. You're going to find out about it more as the video goes on. And it also happens that last week I did a video on feminism, and one of the persons that commented under it, I think the name was Red Pills for Women, and the comment was like, this feminism yip yap is out, go get yourself a man, you're getting old. Maybe I just post, maybe I should just post the picture, screenshot of what the comment was. And first of all, I want to say thank you for watching. I'm getting international recognition. First of all, I want to say thank you for watching. And the show today is going to be my response to that. So, welcome to the show. Welcome back. Okay, so before now, I didn't really know much about men going their own way as a movement or as a group. I think at best, all I knew was that it's an anti-feminist ideology, and I did not know much about it. But since I received this request, I've been doing some reading and research on it, and I found out some really interesting stuff. You want to stay to the end of this video. Okay, and before I start, I just want to send this out like a disclaimer to every member of the red pill community out there, that in case I say anything that is disrespectful or wrong, or use lexicon or language that is not acceptable, I apologize beforehand. It's not my intention to be disrespectful to your orientation or choices. Please correct me in the comment section so that I can learn and we can all know better. Okay? Thank you. All right. Now, as I was saying, that was my disclaimer, by the way. As I was saying, I found out some really, really interesting stuff. Show of hand in the comment section if you've ever heard about the red pill. I did not know about it as well. So if you don't know about it, just bring your school fees, bring pen and paper. Class is in session. You're about to learn some really interesting things, which I feel that we should all be in the know of, right? Okay. Good. Okay, so I'm going to start with what the MGTOW is. I stumbled a little bit on this because I'm not very used to the acronym yet. So I'm going to start with defining what it is, and then I place it in a larger context of the red pill. Maybe this video will show me whether I was supposed to be a teacher in life or not. Men going their own way is a statement of self-ownership where the modern man preserves and protects his own sovereignty above all else. The manifestation of one word, no. Ejecting preconceptions and silly definitions of what society expects of men, refusing to bow, serve and kneel for the opportunity to be treated like a disposable utility, and living according to his own best interests in a world which would rather he didn't. Framework in the US and the UK are not too friendly to men. It's worse when there's a marriage or a child. When divorced, 50% a chance that will occur. The men pay up alimony and child support or serve a jail term, and some women get married for selfish reasons. With this background, men going their own ways choose to never marry, never cohabit, never make babies. This explains the name going their own way, irrespective of what society expects of them. Some choose to have sexual relations with women for pleasure, others go celibate. There's choice here. Please note that these are straight men and heterosexuals who choose to keep off from women drama and opt for freedom. Going their own way is a subset of the red pill community, and this is a community on Reddit that is founded on the general belief that women have it better than men. Red pill is not a dating advice bulletin, but rather a forum of people, men mostly, exploring an ideology that revolves almost exclusively around gender. Those who swallow the pill maintain that it's men and not women who have been socially disenfranchised.
Feminism is considered a damaging ideology, and red pillars are quick to cite examples that bolster their points, some going so far as to argue that society is outright anti-male. Red pill followers have their own politics, language, and culture. For red pillars, genuine reality goes something like this. Female oppression is a myth, and men are the ones holding the short end of the stick. That said, men and women are inherently different due to evolution, so each gender should carry out its designated role in society. For example, females should raise children at home, and men should work and have sex with women. A lot of people view this as sexism, but Red Pill's pseudonymous forum moderator Morpheus, champion of the Red Pill movement, told us that we hold the principle of equal opportunity in high regard. Is the desire for equal outcome that we disagree with, something that we feel strongly feminism pushes for.
Okay, so like I said, in case you want more information, it exists on their site, mgtow.com, and there's also Reddit. Reddit is like the home for it so far online. It's like the host platform for them. Reddit is a social media platform, and they have all the subsections existing there, and it's apparently it's a very large community that has been growing a lot since the early 2010, 2013s. And okay, so I just wanted to give you all of that information so that when as I give my reaction, you understand the backdrop for it. Whenever I hear about something that intrigues me, especially an ideology that somebody believes in, my first question is always, what's your experience? Because I do believe that our experiences are very responsible for what we end up standing for and what we stand against, unconsciously or consciously. Rain, I'm so sorry. I've actually ordered for lighting and sound equipment, but it's not going to get here until really much later because of Corona. So we'll have to wait. So I'm sorry, but hopefully you can hear me, right? So what I was saying is I believe that our experiences are responsible for who we end up choosing to be in life. And for the red pillars, I will want to say that I'm not very intrigued or very surprised about them choosing to be celibate and them choosing not to make babies and them choosing not to cohabit. And why? Because we live in a society, I come from Cameroon, and these are not very strange things to hear about, because there are lots of people that maybe have never even heard of red pills, that are not necessarily a part of anything, but that have chosen personally for themselves to live their life this way, to not get married and to not do this. For me personally, I do want to get married, I do love children, and I do want some of my own. And yes, I hope to live with the partner that I choose, that I choose eventually. But what struck me about these people, about the red pill community, is the fact that they said that to them female oppression is a myth, and men are getting the short end of the stick. I don't know whether the red pillars that come from Cameroon or come from Africa. I don't know what their demographic is like. I think that for me, the biggest wake-up call, I volunteered in a certain NGO for about 6 to 8 months. 3 years ago actually, and we went to a community. It's actually called Encore. It's a community after Oku, and I got to see a very, very different side of life. Female oppression is not a myth. So, like I said, I do not know where most of the men that belong to the red pill movement come from, but in this part of the world, even men know that female oppression is not a joke. In this country, breast ironing is still being practiced. In this country, female genital mutilation is still being practiced. In this country, in parts of this country, like for example, the core community where I volunteered for a number of months, a lot of girls still do not go to school because they are girls. In the northern part of this country, a lot of girls still do not go to school because they are girls. There's still jobs that are considered too big for women. There's still promotions that are considered not female like. I have actually had a guy tell me that I wasn't taken for a particular position because I'm a girl, and very soon I'm going to have to go on maternity leave, and if I get married I'll have to go on maternity leave, and then they'll be looking for replacements, and that women are just so what's the word he used? Women are just so cumbersome to work with, and men are more fluid in workplaces. And it's really so disrespectful. I mean, giving birth is a human right, right? But anyways, let's not even get to it. I was listing things that are still proof of female oppression. These are not things that we're making up. These are not things that existed in the previous century. These are things that we're still living with. You go to even apply for a master's degree, as common as you may think that is, and they're like, you already have a degree, why not leave it at that? Men don't like women that are very educated. You're one step away to making men afraid of you. And a lot of things come to your mind. Why don't you care about my personal growth? What if this is something that I want? I have been a part of a project, and I can tell you that from conception to execution, I did 80% of the work. But when it came to payment, I wasn't smiling to the bank or the microfinance in this situation. You know why? Because I was told that the man is going to be paid more than me because the man has responsibilities. And let me tell you that in this part of the world, there are a lot of women that take on more responsibilities than the men do. Not necessarily because they're paid more, but because I don't know whether it's at maybe I should speak for the people I know, the compassion is just more, because most of the time the men may get paid more, but they prefer to spend their finances on different things such as drinking, smoking, gambling. Yes. So a lot of the responsibility falls to the woman. Listen, oppression is real. I can talk till next year. But that's not to cancel everything men do out. Of course, they're responsible men that are taking care of their businesses and taking care of their families in ways that are very admirable, and that's great. But we're not also refusing the reality of the existence of this other set of men that really do not care, or maybe they care but just have funny ways of showing it through bottles, cigarettes, and gambling, and all of that I spoke about. Gender-based violence is still a very big part of our society. And I remember last week I said something about the woman losing sight in her left eye because she served her husband cold food. Listen, I just want to say this. Feminism for me is, like I said last week, it's not about choosing to oppress another sex. It's about searching for equality, because these inequalities exist. And these inequalities don't exist in a vacuum. These inequalities exist where we work, where we live, where we sleep, where we eat. They exist in a lot of places. And like I said earlier about experiences, I can understand you if you don't get it. If you don't get why feminism is such a big issue for me or for the next lady that keeps talking about it. Why? Because like I said, it's about experiences. And I do know ladies that do not understand what this feminism GB Jabber is about. Why? They grew up with very wonderful examples of men, and they work in places in which they have very high positions above men. So even if these men have to make slangs about their gender, these men don't do it in front of them, because you can get sacked. Duh. But so for them, it's easy not to understand what feminism is about. For other people that have grown up with a different life completely, it's very easy to be like, feminism, oh yeah, I definitely relate to that. Why? Because I do think that our experiences make people with similar experiences very relatable to us, and we feel like, yeah, you can understand me. You know this whole thing they say about relativity and grief and all of that. Topic for another day. But female oppression is real, and I'm very interested in the part that I think Morpheus is like an alpha male or leader in the red pill community. I'm very happy that he makes mention of the fact that they hold equal opportunity in high regard, according to the precepts of the red pill community, but they do not, however, believe in equal outcome. I actually believe that. You know why? I believe in equal opportunity, but not equal outcome. Because if both of you are given the opportunity, both of you would definitely not do or not come out the same. Both of you definitely not do the same work. But our issue of equal opportunity to get there in the first place is very real, and we don't have a lot of equal opportunities in my side of the world, in my part of the country, celebrate. I don't know where you come from. Let me know in the comment section. But yeah, that is my experience. So in summary, my idea, the vibe I get when I read about men going their own way is that these are generally a group of men that have been manipulated and generally are not very happy with women because of something probably that the women did to them, manipulated them, they were inconsistent, or they had their emotions, wrapped up in the wrong way. And it led to this whole movement, and you found more people coming up. I don't want to say this with a lot of pride because it's still a work in progress for me, but I'm really learning to judge less, because the more I live, the more I see that we're really coming from different angles when it comes to this thing called life. There are some of their precepts that I agree with about equal opportunity and unequal outcome. Yes, I think that is what life should be, with emphasis on equal opportunity for me. About being celibate, a choice. About not getting married, a choice. About female oppression, no, I do not agree, because female oppression for me is very real. But all in all, I think that there's space in the world for all of us to be mad and pissed and feminist and misogynist and fashy feminist and red pillars. I think that there's enough room in the world for all of us to be everything at the same time without necessarily killing one another for it. Like I said, our experiences validate our choices and our orientations. And so if they choose to believe that, that is okay, and if they choose to not believe whatever they do not believe in, that is fine as well. What I hinge on is female oppression. It is very real, and if you're watching out there and you're in a position to help women that are oppressed, women that are tormented, then I want to encourage you to reach out. I want to encourage you to maybe reach out through an NGO or online platforms through which you can help, maybe just by talking, maybe just by offering belief. And like I always say, I don't say these things for you to necessarily come to my side, but I say them because I want you to understand me at the least. And that is why I went through to do research on men going their own way and the red pills, because I wanted to understand where they're coming from. Is it validated by their experiences? Of course. Is me being a feminist validated by my experiences? Hell yeah. So that is what I think. What do you think? Thank you so much for watching. That was fast. Thank you so much for watching. I didn't intend for this to be too long. I just wanted to give my reaction and to encourage you that is out there to really just be yourself. That's what I want to say. Really be yourself. If you choose this side of the fence or you choose that side of the fence, do it from your heart. Do it genuinely, because that's the only way that you're going to enjoy it. So really be yourself. I'm a Christian, I'm a feminist, and that for me right now is my jam. And I encourage you out there to be in your own groove and your own vibe and your own jam as well. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if I answered your question to your satisfaction. If there's anything that I left out, you let me know, and I'm going to do the best that I can to answer it. I really do hope that the member of the Red Pill Society, the Red Pill community, comes back to watch, and I hope that she brings friends and more people with her so that you can watch. And yeah, comment, let me know that you watch, let me know that you're out there. Subscribe, please. I want us all to have a big brawl when it comes to this thing, because the thing is, I like having conversations because I want to understand people as much as I can. I like reading books because I want to understand people as much as I can. And the comments that you put under this video and the other videos really help me to really understand people better, and really help me to guide and direct my own journey on YouTube and personally as well. So thank you always for watching. Please make sure to subscribe and like and share, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, till it goes viral. Hope you're staying safe and hope you're staying at home from Corona. It is such a very trying time for all of humanity. This disease has brought us to our knees in less than months, in less than a year. And wash your hands, avoid touch, avoid crowds. Please stay safe. And when the storm is over, hopefully I'm still here and hopefully you're still there. I love you. Please remember to subscribe. I'm going to keep saying it. And to